Let's talk about Australia, a place better known for surfing and kangaroos than for global power plays. But right now, Chinese warships are cruising just off its coast. Not a friendly visit. These are missile-equipped vessels, not pandas. The big question? Why now? This isn't a routine exercise, it's a calculated move in a tense Pacific. China and Australia's relationship has soured, with trade disputes and diplomatic spats turning old friends into wary neighbors. So when China sends warships, it's not just a wave, it's a message and not a subtle one. This is a power play, a warning, and a test of Australia's alliances, especially with the US. What's the endgame? Show of force, test of defenses, or something more? The answer could shape the future of the region. We need to pay attention. What happens off Australia's coast today could define tomorrow's world. This isn't a lost fishing boat, it's a formidable display of naval power. It's a Chinese naval task force, including destroyers and assault ships, passing uncomfortably close to Australia, a move that has raised eyebrows and concerns alike. They've sailed through the Torres Strait, a vital waterway, making their presence impossible to ignore. This strategic passage is crucial for international shipping, and their transit is a bold statement. Once, Australia and China were economic partners, iron ore for skyscrapers. The relationship was mutually beneficial, fostering growth and development on both sides. But after disputes over human rights, 5G bans, and COVID-19 investigations, things turned sour. Diplomatic tensions escalated, leading to a series of retaliatory measures. China hit back with tariffs and now warships. The economic skirmishes have transformed into a show of military might. These ships aren't just exercising rights, they're sending a message. China is close, powerful, and watching, asserting its influence in the region. Its intimidation, a reminder that Australia's ally, the US, is far away, while China is right next door. The proximity adds a layer of urgency to the geopolitical dynamics. The AUKUS Pact, Australia's deal for nuclear subs with the US and UK, has only raised the stakes. This agreement is seen as a counterbalance to China's growing influence. China hates it, seeing it as containment. The pact is perceived as a direct challenge to its regional ambitions. So this naval visit is a direct response. You want subs? We've got warships now. It's a clear signal of defiance and readiness. It's a show of strength and a warning. The exercises are not just drills, they are a demonstration of capability and intent. The message: Australia, don't get too comfortable. The waters are no longer as calm as they once were. The neighborhood just got a lot more crowded. The presence of multiple warships from different nations underscores the heightened tensions and the complex web of alliances and rivalries. Ask China why their warships are near Australia and you'll get a calm official line. Routine training, freedom of navigation, nothing unusual. They'll say it's all legal, just standard procedure in international waters. Chinese state media will call Western concerns paranoid, painting China as the misunderstood victim. But this narrative is a magician's trick. Focus on the routine while ignoring the strategic reality. Technically, they're not breaking the law, but context matters. Years of tension, trade wars, and angry rhetoric aren't erased by official statements. The real story isn't about navigation rights, it's about power, presence, and pressure. China wants you to see a peaceful exercise, not a calculated show of force. Don't be fooled by the script. There's a lot more going on beneath the surface. So what's the real motive behind these maneuvers? Most experts call it gunboat diplomacy, showing up with warships to make a point without firing a shot. This tactic is not new, but its implications are profound. China is flexing its muscles, proving it can project power far from home. This is about more than just military might. It's about influence and control. It's a message: we're a superpower, we can reach you. This is a clear demonstration of their growing capabilities. There's also intelligence gathering. These ships are loaded with sensors mapping the seabed, listening in, and testing Australia's defenses. This is a sophisticated operation. It's a reconnaissance mission disguised as a training run. The line between training and real operations is blurred. Psychologically, it's about normalizing China's military presence in the region. They want to be seen as a regular part of the landscape. The first time is shocking. It grabs headlines and attention. The 10th time, it's routine. This is how normalization works. China wants its navy to be a permanent fixture in the South Pacific. This is a strategic move for long-term influence. And this isn't just for Australia's benefit, it's a signal to the US. The message is clear. The balance of power is shifting. China is challenging American dominance, asserting its own vision for the region, showing the Pacific is no longer an American lake. This is a bold statement of intent. Every patrol is a calculated move in a bigger game. Australia is the pawn, the stakes are high. The real opponent is Washington. This is a geopolitical chess match with global implications. The stakes, regional order, and global power. The outcome will shape the future of international relations. How is Australia responding? Officially, with calm statements about monitoring the situation and respecting international law, but behind the scenes it's a scramble. Surveillance planes and Navy ships shadowing the Chinese flotilla. It's a tense, expensive game of cat and mouse, stretching Australia's defense resources thin. China knows this. Constant patrols wear down budgets and readiness. It's a war of attrition, fought with fuel and flight hours. Every encounter reminds Australia of its military limits. The result? A national debate on defense spending and strategy. China's actions have pushed Australia toward a stronger military and closer US ties. The dragon at the doorstep has forced Australia to rethink its security. Vulnerability is no longer theoretical, it's right off the coast, and Australians are taking notice. To understand this standoff, look at what both sides want and fear. China wants dominance in its region, secure trade routes, and no interference, especially over Taiwan. It fears being contained by US-led alliances and losing economic lifelines. Projecting power abroad fuels nationalism and distracts from domestic issues. Australia wants stability, international law, and to keep trading with China while relying on US security. Its biggest fear? Being abandoned by America or bullied by China. Economic coercion is real. China has already used trade as a weapon. The ultimate fear being forced to compromise its values under pressure. These warships are a physical reminder of that threat. Both countries are acting out of ambition and anxiety. The result is a dangerous, high-stakes balancing act, and the margin for error is shrinking. Experts aren't calm, they're alarmed. Security analysts warn that China is conditioning the region to accept its military presence as normal. News headlines call this the biggest peacetime challenge to Australia's security in decades. International analysts see a pattern. China's moves in the South China Sea, the Solomon Islands, and now Australia are part of a global strategy. The message: this isn't just Australia's problem, it's everyone's. Watch the actions, not the words. China talks peace, but its actions, military bases, harassment, warship patrols, tell a different story. The experts say, wake up before this new normal becomes permanent. The time to pay attention is now. What's next? No one knows for sure. One scenario, this tense standoff becomes the new normal. Constant patrols, constant shadowing, no open conflict. But the risk of miscalculation is huge. One mistake could spark a crisis. Armed ships and aircraft in close quarters make accidents likely, and mistrust could turn a small incident into a major standoff. Australia will likely boost its military, deepen US ties, and strengthen alliances like the Quad. Ironically, China's pressure could create the anti-China coalition it fears. The most worrying scenario? This is just the prelude. Testing the West's resolve before a bigger move, maybe on Taiwan. The patrols near Australia might be the opening act, not the main event. What we're seeing could be preparation, not just posturing. The stakes are rising, and the world is watching. We're witnessing the world's geopolitical map being redrawn in real time. The balance of power that shaped the last century is shifting before our eyes, and the consequences will ripple across every continent, every ocean, and every life. Chinese warships off Australia are a symptom of a bigger global shift. Their presence signals not just a regional dispute, but a challenge to the established order, a test of how far nations will go to defend their interests and assert their influence. The era of US dominance and easy optimism is over. The world is no longer unipolar, American power is being contested in ways not seen for generations, and the certainty that once defined global affairs is fading. Now, it's great power competition, democracy versus authoritarianism, rules versus might. The world's oceans have become arenas for silent standoffs and strategic maneuvers where every move is watched and every signal matters. This isn't just about ships, it's about the future of trade, technology, and global order. The flow of goods, the security of data, and the rules that govern our interconnected world are all at stake. The conflict near Australia is a battle for the future, fought quietly but with huge stakes. Every radar blip, every maneuver is a message, sometimes a warning, sometimes a provocation. It's easy to tune out, but that would be a mistake. These distant tensions can seem abstract, but they have the power to disrupt daily life, from the news we watch to the prices we pay at the store. A Pacific conflict would shake the global economy and touch us all. Markets would tumble, supply chains would snap, and the effects would be felt in every home, every business, and every community. China's actions are a test of Australia, the US, and the world's attention. How we respond will set the tone for the next era, determining whether confrontation or cooperation prevails. We need to pay attention, demand serious leadership, and resist ignoring this slow-motion crisis. The choices made now will echo for decades, shaping the world our children inherit. The dragon isn't at the gates, it's at the window. Its presence is immediate, undeniable, and impossible to ignore. Whether it's passing by or planning to stay is the question we all need to ask. The answer will define not just Australia's future, but the world's. This is the new reality. The world is watching and history is being written, one decision, one moment at a time. Good night.